Hey guys! Alright, so today for Rose discussion number 4, I wanted to address a question that I actually got in real life, as if I could get it in fake life. So the question was, when you do get in a relationship, would you do other things besides sex? And this question, I guess, is just asking, like, once I get in a relationship, like once I get a boyfriend or something, would I like have oral sex and just, those extra things. I don't really want to say any of those words, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And I feel like, first off, oral sex is sex because, it says it right in the name, but we'll still keep it in that, besides sex box, I guess, for this video. But it's just, I don't know, when you are saving yourself for marriage, you really have to think like you're saving yourself. You want to save your body as a whole. You don't want to have your virginity on a technicality. I just feel like by oral sex and all the touching under the clothes and all those other just like extracurricular activities, it's just a level of intimacy that's not supposed to be reached outside of marriage. You're sharing your body. You are giving something that you're not supposed to be giving. I feel like by trying to find loopholes and trying to go around sex with other things, you're not actually going around sex. I just think that's something that, I don't know, just that whole mentality. I just feel like by people putting that in their minds, like, oh, this isn't sex, this isn't that bad, that makes it okay. I just feel like it's not okay. I can't even imagine. I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I really do bring him some foolishness, but if I was talking to God and I was like, God, just thank you for this day. Thanks for giving me this boyfriend finally, after I told you I could handle it. Even though we are having oral sex, I'm glad my virginity is intact. I just feel like God would just be like, see, no. I feel like you wouldn't even be able to take that seriously. Just virginity, I just feel like it's more than just that technical penetration. It's just a whole, I don't really want to say it's a state of mind, but it's just by exposing yourself to another person, just in any capacity, like you are giving, like I said, you are giving part of yourself. Like you're not completely saving everything. And that's what you want to do. Like I said, you don't want to be on that technical. Like, I'm a virgin, but I've done this, that, and the third. Or I'm a virgin, but from A to Z, I've done every other thing. Or I've never gotten a home run, but I mean, third base, like, that's me all day, every day. Like, you don't want to be living that life. That whole lifestyle is just not what we're going after. It's all about that perfect pursuit. Like, of course, we're not going to be perfect. We are going to do things, but by letting yourself just go with that flow and just go with your urges, go with your flesh, and only stop, I guess, right at real sex, that's just, it's, like I said, it's like a loophole. It's like a cheat, and I just feel like life and things just really don't work that way. I found a really good scripture. It's James 1:13 and 14, and it says, well, actually, I'll just focus on James 1:14. And it says, but each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. So it's like, of course, sex is a desire. But we don't want to let sex draw us away and distract us outside of marriage. And like I said, oral sex is sex, and just all those things, they're levels of sex. They're like little subcategories of sex. So don't be in a subcategory. And even just like talking about temptations here, I feel like that kind of brings me to my second point, where you're at the point where you already like trying to use like good language here, but like at the point that you already like you have your pants off, they have their pants off, like private parts and everything are already exposed, like eventually something's gonna happen. Maybe the first time it's only a little touching under the clothes. Maybe the second time, it's just, skin on skin and just places. Then, the third time it's just oral sex, because I guess that's nothing. But each time you're just going to get closer and closer to sex, and you think you're going to be able to stop yourself. But once you start dancing on that line of temptation, you'd be surprised how easy it is to just dance right over that line. And then it's going to be too late. Like, you don't want to get too close. Anytime that you start letting things get out of control slowly, it's so hard to pull it back in. It's like if you're in school and, I'm even experiencing this right now that it's the end of the year. If you don't focus and study and really stay up on your classes, then it's going to start getting out of control, and you're just going to start getting farther and farther from knowing what's going on. Or if you, like, the past week, I've been wanting to stay away from soda and only drink water. So I really did good. I've really been doing well. I've been doing a lot of water, been doing a lot of juice, and so it's been a good week. So today, earlier when I was out with one of my friends, I was like, you know what? We're about to go. Let me just have, 1 cup of Coke. Like, I'm just going to have 1 cup because, we're about to leave. But lo and behold, I still managed to get 2 cups of Coke, which, I mean, that's not a huge deal, but it's still just the point. It's like, if you give yourself a little bit and then you experience that fizz, that sugary taste, your body's only going to want more. I saw another really good example. I remember someone was talking about this a few weeks ago, and they were showing one. I'm gonna try to reenact it, but it's probably not really gonna come out exactly. Like, they were showing, they had something else, but I just have a bag of cookies, and they were saying, like, if you have this bag of cookies and you don't want to eat the cookies, then the best thing to do would be to not even open the bag. But if you go ahead and you do open that bag, and then you start smelling the chocolate, you start smelling those cookies, and then you might pick one up, get a really close look at it, smell it, and even though you're not eating it, like, it's right here. All your senses are going crazy. I even feel it, like, my nose is like smelling the chocolate, and usually when you're in this situation, like, your body knows what to do. Your body knows what to do with food, and, we're full functioning. Our body knows also what sex is, and once you start, like I said, dancing on that line and all the touching and all the intimacy, like, your body your body's getting ready. It's getting geared up. So you just don't want to go there. And also, by just each day doing more and more, and just letting it get out of control, it's like a slow chipping away, a slow, like, chopping down. It's like if your purity was like a really strong, beautiful, like, I don't know, like a cherry blossom or something. If your purity is a cherry blossom tree, and then, you love it, you water it, you make sure it gets sunlight, you're trying to take care of it, but then you get an axe, and then you decide to swing your axe in the direction of the tree. Maybe the first time you miss, but then eventually you're gonna hit the tree, and maybe the tree is not gonna fall down, but after you keep hitting it, eventually it will. And it would just, I don't know, it would just be a shame. It would really just be a shame for your tree to fall down. And so it's like you don't want to walk into any temptation. You don't want to lead yourself into any temptation. That's another thing. I just feel like there's clear signs, like, you know, when clothes start coming off, that you're really going down a dangerous direction, and you just don't want to have your virginity on a technicality, and you also don't want to lose it because you kind of took it like a game. It really, you know, things of the flesh and sinful nature, like all those are real things. So be careful, guys. So yeah, I hope that this really I hope that this helped you guys. I also just, I don't know, I really like that I got a real interactive question. You know, I think that's another great thing about Rose discussions. You guys can always ask me things, and sometimes I probably will answer the email or answer the comment, but every once in a while, you know, we will be able to have a little Rose to Rose moment. So I think this was great, and I hope you guys have an awesome night. Then make sure you join me back here tomorrow again. I know today it's kind of late, but tomorrow will be better.